Thank you, first of all, to our panelists and moderators, everyone. And yeah, does anyone have any questions at all?
Thanks. It was a very enlightening conversation, different points of views. I'm coming from agriculture, and I'm primarily interested in blockchain for its blockchain for good use case. Agriculture is one of the biggest polluters of GHG, and my business is in Ghana, where farmers don't have access to internet. We are creating a system where they can contribute, as one of the panelists said, and get incentivized for data participation. I would like to know from you, and I think data privacy is not really a big thing for them because they are basically living on, subsistence living. So how can we create an oracle that basically overrides this conflict of interest where data fetching is taken care of? We are procuring absolute proof of origin, sustainable proof of origin, where the food is coming from, and the farmers, who are the most important stakeholder in the food chain, get the value for providing that data and the food along with it. Anyone can take that.
Yesterday during the hackathon, I think it was 2 a.m., a guy came with a project related to that, also for Africa, and he was trying to decide where the trust should come from, because in that case, his case was to prove the ownership of the land, right? And he was between using satellite data, right, with pictures from the field, et cetera, right? That was one possible option. The other option was to rely on human attestation, right? And the discussion was really, look, in these countries, the infrastructure is really low, right? So everything that is, and also you cannot foresee the amount of challenges that you're gonna see just to get the most basic thing done, things that we take for granted here, right? The variability of the scenarios is huge. So trying to go, in my opinion, full automation in countries like that is a no-no, right? So in the end, after some time discussing, we say, okay, it's more feasible that the government certifies a number of NGOs that can perform the task of doing the attestation manually, right? And then they can do that attestation on the field, or they can find a process, right? And then the challenge becomes to secure the chain of trust because of the actors between the governments certifying the NGOs doing the attestation, that attestation being transferred across the chain until the final destination without any tampering, without any falsification, right? That is a classic supply chain problem, right? So that was the conclusion after that talk.
Yeah, I was leaning on the same direction, but I guess the more we lean towards the government, the more centralized it becomes. But yeah, it's a chicken and egg problem.
In the end, who decides the source of truth is the final verifier. So if the final verifier, if that's a supermarket or a distributor or whatever, right? If they decide that the NGOs are good enough, then you don't need the government, right? So is the verifier is the one really deciding how high you need to go.
Thank you.